this is the last moment before people see it. You know, right here, right now. I don't know what the response is. So for me, it's not yet over. For me, it's still, you know, to my mind and body, I think it's kind of like this could keep going for another 7 years, and I'll only really know, I think, once I start, you know, the world can respond to it. I can put it to bed, and then, you know, and have some time. Then I think I'll know how it feels to be finished, if that makes any sense. So the last episode is, I think, a crowning achievement for the show because we give him a fitting ending, which is a very difficult thing to achieve. You know, some shows are brilliant and they maybe don't stick the landing. I think our show, we do stick the landing, which was really important with this character. But actually, the first season, 6th episode was the first time I feel like I really dropped into the dual roles of playing Joe on screen, where he's mostly silent, and then doing his narration, which is actually like kind of an athletic, bodily thing. Because that episode is particularly twisted, where he's following Beck around a house. He's actually inside the house. And he's sort of swollen with all these. I had all these prosthetics on, so you know that was Halloween of 2017.
Bronte we meet, I think, in episode 1, and she's a bit of a mystery. She seems almost like she's haunting Joe, because we know someone's in Moonies, but we don't know why. And there she is, and. Bronte's enigmatic and cool and a little bit, what's that word? Like she's calculating?
Okay, she's calculating.
Yeah.
Okay. She's vibing it out?
Yeah.
All right.
And she's playing a long game. I think that they're going to see, I think that the fans will see Joe is up to his old games and his old tricks, and I think that in a way or two he finally meets his match. I mean, I had so much fun with this cast. Like, just looking at the back of Anna Camp's head makes me so stoked to be here. We had a lot of fun. I love these people. I love this show. I'm so honored and excited to be a part of it, and I did love shooting the finale. That was some of the best, most exciting days on set for me. So, yeah.
Nothing, absolutely nothing, and my lips are sealed. No, I can tell you that it is a testament to the other 4 series. It brings the story to a close so beautifully. The actors are so good. The writing is so brilliant. I really, genuinely, really enjoyed this series, and I think people are going to love it. I'm excited. I really love the scene in series 3 where Joe and Love poison each other, and they're both doing poisoned acting. I just loved it. I think they're so brilliant. That's probably one of my fave moments that's come to mind. I'm thinking of a scene where we were all around the dinner table quite early on in the series, and I was playing with Anna Camp, who was playing both parts, and Sarah, her stand-in, and we were kind of rotating, and it's a big kind of domestic scene, and it was great. It was kind of the first of really understanding the family dynamic, and it was great. I'm really excited to see how his journey ends, and I feel like there's some bits in this that, for example, some things Kate gets to say to Joe that feel they were really satisfying in a way that I don't want to give away, but there's just something, I'm like aware of spoilers, but yeah, I can't give away. I'm like honestly on the verge of saying the ending. So Frankie DeMaio is the actor playing my adopted son and Joe's son, Henry, and he's so good. He's so brilliant. He's so sweet. What a professional. Such lovely parents, such a nice family. But he brings a whole kind of emotional, there's jeopardy there that he brings that's like really amazing, yeah.
It's amazing because it's actually characters. I play twins, and I'm actually the half-sister of Kate Lockwood, played by the amazing Charlotte Ritchie, and both of them are kind of vying for the board seat of the company. And chaos ensues. Obviously, there's going to be a scene between the two twins together, so I got to act with myself, which was incredible and such a wild challenge to try to tackle on such an amazing show. But yeah, there's some scary things that happen to both of my characters, and I just can't wait for everybody to see them.
Okay, so I play Teddy Lockwood. He is the brother of an affair. He was part of an estranged family situation. Mom and dad had a little tryst, and I think all of the Brits and the rich billionaire brothers and sisters don't know about him. So Teddy comes in to help the family business, and then he's going to bring a lot of drama. I think the idea of Teddy was to try to bring some heart, humor, sensibility to a family who's a little cuckoo, and maybe take a peek at Joe. Here's the thing, I was a huge fan of the show. This is the first time I've ever been on a show that I watched before I got the show. So walking onto set day one and meeting everybody and seeing the cage and seeing all the people that I had been following for years was wild. And so then to get to be a part of the finish was also very satisfying. Yeah.
As a fan of the show, gutted, because I watched the first 3 seasons before I was in it. But I feel very grateful to be here because I didn't think that I was going to, A, survive season 4 and then B, come back and be a part of this arc. So, yeah, I feel very grateful. Yeah, I just feel so satisfied with this show. Like, I feel like my character's been able to do all the things that you'd want to come and do on this show. And as a fan of it, that's like, you know, you don't get that very often in this job, you know. This summer has been, when we shot it, was so special because all the girls on this job just were so close and we hung out all the time and it just felt like a really nice sisterhood. Like it was like one big sleepover. So when we come back today and we all hung out and did Penn's podcast, it was like we all like slotted back into the way we were in the summer. So yeah, I think just being with all the girls this season has been amazing.
Dominique is fiercely loyal, loves her friends, not afraid of much. You are going to meet her in one way, and then you're going to meet her in a second way. And I feel like that's all I can say about that. I think you're going to get a little bit of everything. The writers did an incredible job. It gets so chaotic and intense this season, and everything that the fans could want, I think, happens one way or another. I think everybody had so many opinions on what should happen to Joe Goldberg, and I think that the writers did an amazing job with the ending that they created. To me, it makes a lot of sense, and I think it was an almost impossible task that they have accomplished. Anytime I got to work with Penn and or Maddie, I just think they're brilliant actors and they are so effortless in what they do. You'll see it this season, and I learned so much from them, and it was just really cool to be around them.
Yeah, so I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I play a character named Phoenix. You'll meet Phoenix in the second half of the series, and oh man, Phoenix is really big on getting justice for both survivors and people who, you know, are victims. Yeah, that's about as much as I can say about Phoenix. This season in particular, I think as soon as I showed up on set, the amount of effort that everyone on both the creative team and the cast, everyone was just bringing their A game, and that was super apparent, and it kind of made me bring my A game. And I think people are going to be really happy with the season. I think it's the best season yet.
So my parents took me to see my uncle in a play when I was 4 years old, and I had the bug ever since. And he may or may not be just like his father.
It happened because the wonderful Greg Berlanti came and saw Sunset Boulevard back home in the UK, and he was instrumental in helping me in the series. So yeah, shout out to Greg. He's an absolute amazing man. My character joins the show in a poetry reading where he is trying to sort of like out a certain character. I think there's going to be lots and lots of surprises in every single episode. I think it's going to keep the audience so hooked. I'm very excited. It was really emotional. Like, obviously, I've only been in like a few of the episodes of the show, but I mean, Penn is just like the most unbelievable human being, and the way that he carries himself on set, and the way that he like orchestrates like the day and helps you through the day is just the most the most generous person ever. It was my first ever TV gig, and he really like helped me through it. So yeah, I'm really thankful to him.
It's really exciting. I'm so happy for the creators and for Penn that it's just been this huge success, and I'm really honored to be a part of it. You know, he's so beloved, which, you know, just speaks to our collective psyche and how interested we are in a man saving a woman, and I think it's about time we put that to rest. I loved shooting the first season so much. I felt very kindred to Beck, and I remember I would get to walk to work on days. It was in Williamsburg, and I made some of my dearest friends working on it, so it was like the whole time was such a delight for me.
The best part, that's crazy. I mean, I think working with Penn, and just like being a part of a story that, like, when I signed on and Sarah told me that there was going to be an end, she wouldn't tell me what, but she was like, it's going to be an end, it's going to be satisfying. I was like, okay, I'm in for that. So I think that was the most exciting part, yeah. Some of the best memories I have are playing with Dallas, who was my little Juliet. Working with Penn and getting to have some really wonderful conversations, getting to travel to 3 different places to do this show. It's hard to pick just one. Yeah. It was amazing because our cast and crew was so supportive. I do, especially now. Like, I feel like, I was thinking about this earlier, I think with Marianne's experience through season 4 and like the work that I did with Penn in that, by the time of like watching season 5, I was like, oh, I hate this man. I hate this man so much. Like, yes, so I love to hate Joe.